Alright, thank you everybody for tuning into this video. I wanted to do a quick rant before I went off and through some of the pictures I did with the Orion StarShoot G3 deep space color imaging camera. So I don't want to try to mislead anybody. But I would not recommend this CCD camera to anybody who doesn't have a telescope that is set up for astrophotography. If you're somebody who basically has a telescope that is not set for astrophotography, you might be throwing money out the window buying a camera like this. My advice to you is if you want to try to do astrophotography with your telescope, is try to hook up your DSLR to your telescope and try to take pictures with it. And that will basically be pretty much close to what you can expect with a camera like this for your telescope. So before you start throwing money at astrophotography, if you just got into telescopes and stuff and you're wanting to share pictures with your friends and stuff, this probably isn't the camera for you unless you're willing to spend a lot of money on a good mount and a good telescope that is meant for that type of situation. So I want to talk about the camera for people who are thinking about getting the camera and are familiar with astrophotography and that kind of stuff. So I know you're probably not going to have this problem with your telescopes because your telescopes, I hope, are ideal for astrophotography. I did these pictures that you're going to see with a Celestron Powerseeker 80 EQ. And it was on a Orion Starseeker IV go-to mount, which is an alt-azimuth mount. And I would not recommend any of you buying a telescope like this to try to do astrophotography with, unless you really want terrible pictures like this. But it's not too bad for the telescope. It was my first telescope that I bought. The mount I got for free, so I can't complain on that. But some problems that I had was with the software first. Software crashed quite a bit. It would say that no camera connected. It would just freeze. And I went to Orion's website and downloaded the latest software that they had on their website for the camera. Installed that, and I was still having crash problems, which I think you'll hear that from a lot of people who have made reviews on that camera, that it's crashed a lot. The software has, and I'm using Windows 7 64-bit operating system for my computer. And the other thing that I had was my focus. So I focused the camera all the way, focused the telescope all the way out, and I focused it all the way in, and neither one of those could be right. So someplace in the middle of the focus being out and in was just right. It took a while to get the right focus for this camera for my telescope. I didn't have to use any aftermarket products, no focal reducer or anything like that. And what you're gonna see in the pictures is non-tampered with images. These were taken with the G3 camera, saved as a JPG, and what you see in the video is maybe a stretched image so it could fit the screen. But other than that, it is a raw picture from the camera. I believe I was using RGB for the format or coloring, whatever. The raw format will basically make your pictures black and white. So if you don't know how to add color to them, well, yeah, that could be a problem. The software is limited. It doesn't have a whole lot of features at the time of this video, at least. A lot of it I don't understand, so maybe if you've messed with some of the other software, this might be no problem for you at all. First day into it, I'm a little confused with the software. I mean, I figured out the exposure part. I figured with my DSLR, it gave me a general ideal of how much exposure I could use with my telescope to get color into it, and have it come somewhat focused. But yeah, I had a hard time getting focus, and I'm probably gonna have a lot of fun the next time I use this camera trying to get the focus just right. No pictures of the Andromeda Galaxy. By the time I finally get everything worked out, the Andromeda Galaxy was in a spot in the sky where I couldn't see it. I wanted it bad, but unfortunately, it was a no-go. So I have to follow up with another video or something like that. I know there's something I'm forgetting, but I'm already 6-7 minutes in, so I'm going to end that with the pictures. Hopefully you guys will enjoy the pictures and get a general ideal of what you could expect with a camera like this for astrophotography. Again, I would not recommend this camera for anybody who doesn't have a telescope that is meant for astrophotography. So if your telescope is not designed for astrophotography, and I think I messed that up, but if your telescope's not designed for astrophotography, I would possibly have to tell you, well, I'm going to have to tell you, I wouldn't recommend it to you. Unless you can get it on it for a deal. $400 is a lot. You can get a DSLR and do more with a DSLR. But anyways, enjoy the pictures. Questions you can leave in the comments below. Feel free to subscribe to this YouTube channel if you want. I'll plan to do more videos maybe in the future on my astronomy stuff, and maybe I'll even open up a dedicated channel. Anyways, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoy some of the pictures that you're about to see.